Well, howdy there, friends. We're gonna get right into this, I think. Um, so, today I've got two things that I want to go over. Number one, housing. I won a lottery for a new house, and I moved in. I've got some minor stuff going on inside, but a good time to go over housing for people that might need it, and where housing is in 6.3. 6.3 already. Yeah, it's been a year. Wow. All right. So, housing is going to be under socials. Um, if you're outside your house, you've got access to outdoor furnishing, and you can change the colors. Outdoor furnishing is basically setting up anything like the plot here. Um, they added a storeroom many patches ago, and it's been a wonderful thing. Some things that have changed that I noticed. If you set something down, like if I set down the bonfire is going to be oriented with the direction that I set it down. However, if you go to toggle grid snap on off and then rotate, you can rotate it immediately to the four cardinal directions. So, some housing items, you know, all of these are already bound to me and I can't get rid of them because I've already set them up on my previous house. Most items require setting them up properly. What I mean by setting them up properly is set them down, make sure they're down before you try to change things. Let's see if I can. So if I go rotate, click, and I'm like over here, and then I right click, disappears. Right click while you're in move or rotate object will send it back to the your inventory or where it's at. So I was getting frustrated with that last night because I don't remember it being like that. I remember placing it, then moving it. So, the other main thing, well, you've got outdoor coloring items, and certain items can be colored. This thing can be dyed. So if we go paint, looks like it's just the roof that's going to be painted. And that's nice because you can have it match the roof of your house. Now then, remodeling the exterior. I do not have much to remodel with. I'm actually going to be going through and showing how to get that started a little bit later. But you need to have a free company crafting area. So basic features that you can dye: the roof, the wall, and the door. And decorations can sometimes be dyed. Wall decorations can. Placards, I believe, can. Fence, I don't believe, can ever be dyed, but I could be wrong. Window, yeah, I can't replace any of these things because I don't have an appropriate piece. And optional feature right there. Optional feature right here. Optional feature right there. Wait. I can take... Oh, interesting. Okay. So I will use the default fence for now. Because I really... That fence that I had worked well in Vidania. I don't think it works. Oh, remodel exterior. Remove. Okay. Once you do something like that, you have to confirm. And Did it toss it? Yeah, it tossed it in my door furnishings. Oh, okay, so fence cannot be placed in... Okay. So that cannot be placed in storage. Alright, what else do we need to do from that menu? Paint exterior just lets you paint the different things. Like, we'll look at the wall. And there are multiple different facades that you can get for this, and that's what I'm going to show making later. And paint the roof decoration. Let's angle up. Looks like it's only the roof that gets painted, so... Let's get on the roof just so we can get a better view of that. There we go. That is not what I wanted to do. Bad mount for that. Bad mount for that. Probably not a good mount either. Okay, there we go. So, if we were going to be using that, exterior, do we go there? Yeah. It's just painting the roof, and Dragoon Blue dye actually looks good with that. At least to me. Estate Hall. Okay. Estate Hall is... if you don't have a house already built, it lets you do the steps needed to take care of it and even tear down the house if you don't like it. Estate settings. You'll have private, you'll have free company, you'll have private chambers. And private estate, you can rename it, edit the greeting, guest access settings, tag settings, estate details, storeroom status, shared estate settings. This is where you can add people to be roommates, basically, and relinquish land, which is you're giving up your plot. Private chamber has fewer, but they've got pretty much the same things. So, you have separate storerooms, I believe, for, okay, indoor furnishings. Yeah, you've got separate storerooms for private, free company, and personal. So indoor furnishings. And the amount of storage space that you have is going to be related to the size of the plot that you've got. So if you have an apartment, you're not going to have as much space as a medium-sized house, which is what I moved into. And you're not going to have as much space as a large one. Like, I will show you an example. So this is medium size, 300 max, 30 outdoor furnishings, and then placed you've got 330. So if we go to free company estate, which is a large, and we go to storeroom status, 440. So you got storage for things that you pick up, which is good. One of the best changes that they did to the housing setup. All right, let's get out of there. Preview outdoor furnishings. Well, I wasn't aware that they added this. That's nice. That is definitely new. Lemonade stand. Okay, these are not... This is everything, I think. Yeah, because I don't have any of this stuff. So that's a nice addition that they have. You can look at the various things. My question is, do I want a regular or do we want... Got that. Beagle. That doesn't really matter. Miniature etherite, which we've got over in the corner there. I think I actually have stall. Hey. Yep. I need a bookseller stall. That's what I've got in my inventory. Ponds and fountains. I think with this, you're able to get an idea of how something looks before you buy it, so you can say, okay, this is what I want for this section. Fountain, dried well. And that's my hot spring that I got right there. Eastern well. Smaller otter fountain. Stepping stones, step ladder. One of the issues that I feel is a problem is the amount of outdoor items that you can place at one time. Because you're able to store a lot, but sometimes you want to have like a little path going around, but if you've got stepping stones, that you need like half your slots are going to be taken up with the stones. But you get the idea. So, the last option is move to front gate, which just teleports you right to the front. We come inside. Alright. So, this is a medium house, meaning it's got a main floor, a basement, and a second story. I've done a little bit of work on the second story. Gonna make a nice little cozy fireplace room. And we'll see how other things work. But what I was interested to see was, and happy to see, is that the flooring and the wallpaper carried over from the previous house. So if you're moving from one place to another, know that that is going to take place. You will keep certain parts, which is good. But I will be changing these things in the near future. Inside, housing menu. Furnishing colors, you can change items that you've got placed that can be dyed. Remodel interior. What was that? So removal of said item by, okay. Once removed, fixtures can no longer be put up for sale. So if you place an item, you've used it. Includes items purchased on the online store or redeemed with a promotional code. Estate interior furnishings can at any time be removed and returned to your inventory. Select confirm to finalize all changes. The only way to trade any of these items is if somebody else has access to the interior, or I believe your free company chest. Some items. Alright, so removal of said items by another player, leaving or being discharged from the free company, unsharing an estate, or the demolishing of an estate. You can lose things. So I've got some basic stuff here. Third floor is the basic stuff for this place because I didn't have a third floor in my previous house. Interior wall, flooring, ceiling light. Alright, you can adjust the lighting level. I like it on, fairly bright. It's just how I prefer. I wish that you could adjust each floor separately, but that's something else. Preview indoor furnishings. Same as the preview outdoor. It just shows you what these items will look like. Ooh, I like the bookshelf. All right, indoor furnishings. So just like with outside, yeah, I've got the baked goods showcase. I'm gonna go to storage. I really don't have much. I've just been placing the things from that I've gotten through the years. Mostly it's the holiday stuff that I've been keeping because I've been hoping to get a medium house, and I finally got a medium house. So, right, the crane banners. All right, so crane banner. Inside, you have to be able to place it on the wall or an appropriate spot to hang it. It's got to have enough room to actually sit there. Like, there's not enough room to place it on this wall, but I could place it on. I could place, say, the Eorzean map. Oh, my mistake. I thought that was an acceptable place to put it. Interesting. Alright, so if it's purple, it's not going to go. If it's red, you can place it. I don't know if the windows change based upon the outside of the house. I think they are static regardless of what the outside looks like, but find out later. Ivy curtain. Some items can be attached to the ceiling. Curious if the banners can. Looks like, okay. Looks like no. Um, the partitions between the struts, I suppose you would call them, um, they will prevent things from being placed there, just like, yeah, lost my thought there. So, let's see. State settings, same. So, um, with all that being said, let's teleport to the free company. All right. When it comes to making exteriors, getting an exterior to your house, you can either visit the market board, and market board will have hopefully what you're looking for. Bunch of transitions here. But you will want to become craftsman of sorts. You want to go to the company workshop if you are in a free company. If you... I don't know if you can do it without having access. If you've got a friend or you're in a free company that doesn't really use the fabrication station in here, you might be able to get some stuff made. But housing project, smithy, florist, and forge. Okay, so the florist is the one that I actually want to try. So, let me... Ooh. Okay, so it's the resin. What is it? Resin, clay, and cocobolo lumber. Okay, do we have... Okay, we've got 5 cocobolo lumber. Oh, let's see. Let's check the housing project. 10 pelagic clay. Basaltic clay. Okay, it looks like... Oh, there we go. There's the pelagic. But we are still going to need more cocobolo lumber. So, make sure that's tradable. Tradable. Okay, we're going to go buy lumber. Only need 8 logs, I believe. See, I was not aware that we hadn't unlocked it. So, just checked with the guild leader, the free company leader, about unlocking it, so... So the resin, the clay, and the wood come from seabound voyages, and, did my, dyslexia kick in? Oh, are we not allowed to buy it? Let's check the resin. Hubcraft, multifaceted. Huh. Well, that puts a little bit of a... That puts a little thorn in my side. Let's see, can we... Nope, you can't sell it. Market prohibited. So you can trade it with other players, but you cannot... That's interesting. I know in the past you were able to buy it off the market board, but it looks like they want people to actually explore and get stuff up. So So, yeah, the ships are going to be gone for a while. Airships, yeah. There are different aspects to things. Put the clay back. Let's put everything back. All right. So, fabrication station. Housing. So you've got full estate exteriors. In the past, you were able to do each part separately. At least I So it's going to be a while before that happens. So I will just explain what's going on here. So you have different houses, and you can see a preview up at the top there. If I wanted to be obnoxious, I would be going with the Paisa house. Carbuncle house, I appreciate it, but it's not really my thing. The Shirogane castle walls, castle house, each one of these will have multiple stages. So you've got exterior wall, then you got 3 stages of that, and these are the materials needed for each stage. And then you've got the roof, and then you got 3 stages there. And you got the door, window, fence, signboard. And the Shirogane castle walls actually seem like one of the easiest ones, because it looks like it's just the same thing over and over. When we were doing this, yeah, you see how the ingredients change each phase. Smaller version of that. Interesting. Gingerbread style house. If this were dessert, probably, but this is not. Cafe, not really what I want. Half timber. I see a lot of those as neighbors. The trader's house. The otter house. Okay, I see. It's got the otters in the front. We got the arms supplier, outfitter, eatery, merchant. These aren't all that's there. There are also travel. No. Housing. No, we can't do that from here. Okay. Great. So, let's go to the market board. Again. Tried working on my crafting past couple days, and I just lose track of time when crafting. Alright, so we got housing. Exterior fixtures. Fixtures. So, you can get Riviera housing pieces. I'm not sure if you can actually craft these. Okay. You can personally craft the basic things yourself. The different parts. The roof, the wall, stone ore. But it requires a lot of materials. Riviera cottage walls. Composite, stone. So there are multiple choices. The Riviera awning. Okay, so the pieces you can actually craft, which is probably why that's got my name signed on it. Interesting. I'm curious if the entire... Yeah, this looks like the entire pieces. People are charging 6 million for them. And because there are people that want to get these, they are going to spend the money on them. And if I wanted to go with the one that I want to make, oh, looks like we're at the end there. Was it half-timbered, trader, smithy, forge, gingerbread, chocobo, mog, pisa, carbuncle, otter, outfitter, eatery. I don't see the florist. Oh, there we go. So the florist is going for a lot right now. You're not guaranteed to sell it if you make it. Occasionally, you will get, at least you did for a while, you get pieces like the roofs and whatnot from your retainers. So, get our retainers, send them out again. Then we're going to move on to something else. Rice ball lunch. Alright. So, we are going to go into that while we switch characters. Okay. Alrighty. So, what I am planning on doing right now is explaining mining, possibly botany. So, I got things kind of set up earlier. For mining, if you are going to be starting on the path of mining, you want to be in Ul'dah. And you will want to go to the Miners Guild, which, if you've unlocked all the Aetheryte shards, Miners Guild is going to be in the southernmost part of the Steppes of Thal. You don't need anything to become a miner. You just walk in, like with all of these things, you just walk in, you do the quest, and they give you a pick. And you'll want to either hang on to the pick or... Oh. Well, hello there. My first task. Okay, what are you gonna do? Deliver chunks of copper ore to someone. To her. Alright. So, if you're looking at my bars, this is copied template from many, many years ago. And it's got a bunch of the old cross-class skills. Well, not necessarily cross-class skills, but skills no longer used. So, just gonna get rid of everything that is crossed off. Like that, we're gonna go character, we're gonna go mount guide. Since I don't have that mount on this character, just put it as random. Okay, so some of these skills I will not have unlocked. And, alright, so if you're on computer, pressing B is the default location for the gathering log. And you've got all these items that are listed in gathering log for levels 1 through 5. Copper ore can be found in Western Thanalin or Central Thanalin. So let's check this. It's going to be right outside the goblet. Spineless Basin is going to be right outside the Gates of Nald. So I'm going to go with this one because it's going to be right outside the Gate of Nald. Alright, so Gate of Nald. Open a drink. And yeah, I'm being fairly basic on these. Because I am hoping to answer questions that somebody might have. So our quest is to get copper ore to Adalberta. I do not have any of the special skills that reveal where the nodes are going to be. However, Prospect. Prospect will automatically turn on later as you select the class. Auto Prospect comes at level 2. So if you are just starting out, you need to activate Prospect in order to reveal nodes that are going to be appearing on here as a minor little pickaxes. So, I have not collected any of this stuff so far, which is why it's got the little question mark bag right next to it. So, copper ore. First time you gather it, you're going to get a bonus for first time gather. And it's going to probably level you up depending upon what your experience is at. Wind shard. Lightning shard. And we'll try to get a muddy water. We got a muddy water, so if you've got rested experience, you're going to go to level 4 almost immediately. So, let's get to our next node. We got Sharp Vision and Lay of the Land. So, actions. Sharp Vision. This will increase the chance of obtaining items gathered by 5%. And you can't use it on items that you have at 0%. So, to show you what that does. Okay, Muddy Water's at 67%. Sharp Vision. It's now up to 72%. So we've got a higher chance of getting an item when we use it. Something that was not around when I started. They actually introduced this relatively recently. Quick Gathering. What that does is you just gather the item over and over again. It makes mining a lot easier. A lot easier. Now, if you look at this miner over here, you'll see a little tiny spinning field around them. That is basically invisibility. You get that at a later level. I think after I'm level 5 now. When you hit level 5, possibly when you hit level 4, you'll get access to the next tier of things. You cannot gather items that you have not discovered on this list. Which is interesting, but it's a decent way of doing it, I think. Alright, we've got the copper ore. Now if we go to Hammerlea, which is going to be outside the goblet, let's actually go over there. There's going to be different items that you can get. So, by collecting each item once, you get a lot of bonus experience points, which, you know, are good when you're trying to level up the skill. Level up the class. So we're going to head over there. I will get to other ways of leveling after I finish this and get the first quest taken care of, and I get the new chest piece for that. Alright. Dismount. Alright. So we got fire shard. We got the water shard over here. And because we've got it set on auto gathering, it's going to auto gather whatever we start with. So let's get over here. Sprint will be your friend when you're mining, because a lot of times you'll be just not too far away to mount up, have it be worth it. Okay. We got that. Alright. I don't want to spend too much time on this character doing the mining, because things are cumulative and I'd rather do it on my main character. If you understand, I'm doing this as an example to teach, you know? Let's grab the last copper that we need. Okay. Okay. So we have... That's funny. So we have ice shard. Interesting. Can't get ice shards until much higher level, it looks like. Bone chip is going to be over there. So for right now, we are going to teleport back to Ulda. Then I'll go into a little bit more skill discussion as they exist in 6.3. So I think I should title this, yeah, this is going to be Miners 6.3. Alrighty then. So because we're high enough level, we're level 6, we'll get the second quest as well. You can purchase the ore, you don't have to mine it. Right. So we now have a mining shirt. And that raises our gathering by 13. Alright. Next quest. We got the next quest, and it's deliver bone chips. So let's go gather the bone chips, and then we will enter in and discuss the skills. When you are out leveling, it is recommended, at least from my perspective. I haven't leveled gathering post Realm Reborn from 1 on up. It looks like they've made it a lot easier to level up. Right, so we got Bone Chip, which levels us because it was an, you can't see it, but I got 632 experience for that, but then 223 for each subsequent. So, what I was trying to say, and I apologize for the pausing, is when you are out gathering, taking a look at the log and seeing which items you haven't gathered, like, oh, I haven't gotten tin yet. Find the tin and gather it up. Which looks like it's going to be in Central Thanolin, Blackbrush. Yeah, so we might go up there and hit those just to get us to level 8 so we can equip the new pick when we get there. Alright. Never mind, we just hit level 8. And with level 8 comes the action learned Sneak. And that is going to be your best friend as a gatherer. Sneak will gradually get improved as you level up. I'll get to that momentarily. So we've got tin ore here. Yeah, first one, 984. They definitely made it easier to level these low levels. Because I remember getting from 1 to 10 took about an hour. And this has taken me, what, 15 minutes? We're at level 9. So, we got the femur and I think raw lapis here? Nope, just the femur. We get the femur. That's everything we can gather in this area. Sunstone is going to be in the Noskia. That's going to be in Shroud. This is going to be at Hammerlea, so it's going to be farther over there. Potter's Clay. It's also going to be over there. Alright. We should be safe unless unless one of the big guys spawns near me. I don't think they will. So I'll just head to the bridge to be safe. The big guys being the A rank and the S rank hunt targets. So, let's go through actions. These actions will be shared more or less just with a different name between miner and botanist. So sharp vision increases your chance of finding something. It costs 50 GP. GP will recover gradually. Each time you strike, you will get more GP back so that it's not static while you're mining. If you're mining, it doesn't regenerate unless you actually start mining. So keep that in mind. Sharp vision, there are multiple instances of it, and depending upon what you're going for, it's usually good to have all of them on the bar because you might be wanting to gather something that's 97% and you don't want to risk missing one because the RNG in this game can be unforgiving. Yeah, in crafting, I had 4 items that were 99% chance of high quality, and all 4 of them ended in failure. They were just normal quality, and that was back a ways, but I don't trust the RNG in this game. Let's see. So, sharp vision increases your chances of gathering, and you've got first one, which is 5%. Lower right-hand corner of the screen, you can see 2 is going to be 15%, and 3 is going to be 50%. So when you get 3, you can basically gather most anything. They do not stack. One will replace the other. So you can't, stack it up to a plus 70%. Just saying. All right, Sneak, you learn at level 8. Sneak will keep enemies from noticing you. And enemies up to 4 levels higher than you. So, right now I'd be safe from enemies that are level 13. This is important to keep track of because in some areas you will be trying to get around enemies. And if you don't sneak, they will attack you and they will destroy you. So keep that in mind. Mountaineer's Gift increases the chance of triggering Gatherer's Boon by 10%. Gatherer's Boon is something that is a recent change. They got rid of high-quality items from mining. There are still high-quality items in crafting, but in mining, they got rid of it and they replaced it with Gatherer's Boon. Gatherer's Boon is a chance at getting a second item when you are mining. And if you've got it at 100%, there's no point in going above 100% because you'll only get one extra item. I think they should change it to where it will get progressively, like if you've got a 200% chance, then you would get 2 items. But that's just me. The 12's Bounty is an ability learned at level 20, and it is good for gathering shards. You get 2 extra shards per use. Or you use it, and the shard yield is going to go up. So instead of hitting the thing and getting, a couple of shards here, it's good. Clear Vision increases the chance of obtaining items on your next gathering attempt by 15%. Does not apply to items at 0%. So, Clear Vision, if I recall correctly, can stack with Sharp Vision. So, if you're trying to get a really needed item, you can attempt that. Bountiful Yield increases the number of items attained on your next gathering attempt by 1. So these are both one-use skills, whereas Sharp Vision is that node. So attempt, node. Solid Reason grants another gathering attempt. When gathering collectibles, restores 1 integrity. Collectibles are an entirely different bag. We will get there. So, do not use Solid Reason until after you've had an attempt. Like, mine once and then use Solid Reason because it replenishes the attempt that's there. It doesn't just add one. So, be warned, this can be wasted. King's Yield. Increase the number of items obtained when gathering by 1. That is for the entire node, which is, again, a really good thing to have. And King's Yield 2 increases it by 2. And these are 2 separate skills. And you'll see that base GP is 400. This one costs 500 to use. You can increase GP with gear and materia on said gear. So King's Yield is good for trying to gather a lot of things quickly. And some nodes that you go to will have special conditions on them. The special conditions will say if your gathering is above, say, 700, then you get an extra gathering attempt. If you're not above that threshold, then the effect doesn't apply. But if you are, instead of 4 attempts, you've got 5 attempts. So it's good to save the King's Yield type stuff or nodes that you know are going to have multiple sections for them. All right, collect. That is how you make collectibles. It's available at level 50, and after that you can start learning all sorts of things. Scour, it's a collectible skill. Collecting will be a later thing. I know it's here as part of the actions and skills, but I can't do it yet because it's level 50 and I can't demonstrate it effectively. Collectibles have been made a lot easier than they used to be, but Scour, Brazen Prospector, Meticulous Prospector, and Scrutiny are all skills that you get for collectibles. Moving on, Mountaineer's Gift 2 increases the chance of triggering a Gatherer's Boon by 50 or 30% this time. So it increases the chances of getting a second item from a normal gather by 30%. Luck of the Mountaineer. Not available on all nodes. If you are looking for special items, Luck of the Mountaineer is good because yeah, you hit it and it reveals where certain items are, which is nice to have if you're looking for those items. Usually that only applies to rare gathering items that you normally won't gather much of. Bountiful Yield 2 increases the number of items obtained on your next gathering attempt by 1, 2, or 3, depending upon your gathering rating. If you've got a higher gathering rating, then you can get more on the next attempt. Alright. The Giving Land increases elemental shard, crystal, and cluster yields by a random amount. It can be stacked with the 12's bounty. So this and this can be stacked together. Cannot be executed if the gathering node does not contain shards, crystals, or clusters. Now, you'll notice that the difference between these two is that this just says shards. We'll get to that. Level 81 increases item yield from Gatherer's Boon by 1. So, at 81, if you've got Gatherer's Boon on and you hit it, you'll get an additional item. But you got to activate this. Collector's Focus. That is a collectibles skill. And then Wise to the World. Grants another gathering attempt when gathering collectibles, restores 1 integrity. Can only be executed while under the effects of Eureka Moment. Okay, so that brings us to the Gatherer role. We've got Prospect, we've got Triangulate. Triangulate is used for botanists. Then we've got Lay of the Land, Arbor Call, and then Truth of the Mountains, and Truth of the Forest. So, Lay of the Land surveys the landscape to locate the nearest mineral deposit or rocky outcropping within skill range. Can only be executed while Prospect is active. So if I click this little mineral deposit starts shining, and it will shine as long as Lay of the Land is active. So, that is the closest within my range. Now if I use Lay of the Land 2, after it refreshes, it's going to target this node because it is the closest that is also the highest level within my skill range. So you will know where to head to in certain zones. You know, I actually don't remember them having the map pop up like that. I just remember it saying, this is where you go. So that is a nice addition. So the other thing is Truth of the Mountains and Truth of Forest. So Truth of the Mountains, unspoiled, legendary, or clouded mineral and rocky outcrops. This is for collecting items that will spawn once a day or twice a day in game time. So once an hour, twice an hour. And if you're gathering in an area and you are also trying to gather the items from these nodes, you'll leave Truth of the Mountains running, and it'll tell you when one of those nodes pops, because they are based upon server time. So, or Eorzean time, I should say. Useful, very useful. And now we come to traits. Auto Prospect. Best skill. I say best skill because it automatically turns on Prospect when you become the miner, so you don't have to click it every time. That wasn't an original thing. That was something that came a few patches after main game. Alright. These things have changed over the years, but Stone Whisperer allows you to better identify the characteristics of a mineral deposit or rocky outcropping. Improve gathering rate when conditions are met. So when I was talking earlier about, having 700 skill and you get like an additional gathering attempt, Stone Whisperer is what does that. And this affects most of the nodes up to level 15, I think. This might just be 10 and below. And then this one, it's just improvement of that. An additional improvement. An additional improvement. And at 27, you get auto sneak. So when you immediately, you will immediately activate sneak when you turn into your miner after level 27. Okay, enhanced 12's bounty. 12's bounty now extends to crystals. So, 12's bounty says just shards. So at 41, you can now get bonus to crystals. Nymea's Ward occasionally increases yield for certain items, including crystals. My favorite just addition that they made, it's just really nice to have, because you can, if you're mining crystals and you're just trying to get shards or crystals or clusters, and you get a random like 8 shards in one go, it's nice because it's tedious and you need hundreds of those to do anything. So this has sped up harvesting crystals considerably. Enhanced 12's bounty 2. It now applies to clusters. So clusters, crystals, shards. All three, once you hit level 50, can be enhanced with 12's bounty. Stone Whisperer 5, it's an improvement to the Stone Whisperer line, so you've got more options of more options when you're out mining, and the nodes have different abilities that need to be met. One with the Mountain automatically activates Truth of the Mountains upon changing your class to a miner. So the skill that reveals everything at level 60, it becomes an automatic turn on when you change class. Bountiful Yield Mastery, it upgrades Bountiful Yield to Bountiful Yield 2. So, is that down here? Okay, so Bountiful Yield will become Bountiful Yield 2 after you upgrade after you hit level 68. So you can't have both of them on the bar, because one will turn into the other. See, if I drop 2 down, it's going to turn into 1. So, enhanced GP regeneration. So, GP regenerates at, I think, 5 per tick. So every 6 seconds, I think it is, you regenerate every 6 seconds you regenerate 5. With this, it'll go up to 6. Once you hit 80, it's going to go up to 7. And then when you're at 83, it goes up to 8. So you'll be regenerating 8 per tick, and every time you mine, it's going to be going up that much as well. So, Enhanced 12's Bounty 3 improves the amount of the number of crystals that you'll mine when you activate 12's Bounty, so it goes up by 1. And the final trait that you get adds to Solid Reason a 50% chance that you will be granted a Eureka Moment. Alright, a Eureka Moment, I can't really show you. Solid Reason. Okay, Solid Reason. So when you activate Solid Reason, and it grants you an additional mining attempt from Solid Reason, it will occasionally trigger a Eureka Moment, which means that you will have an additional gather at that spot. Pretty sure. Yeah. It will allow you to activate Wise to the World, which will give you an additional gathering attempt. So, that is the basics for mining. I hope you found it informative. Botany is going to be the exact same skills. But for a different... with a different name that's more related to the class. So it is going to remain the same. So let's go deliver those bone chips and get our new pick and our stuff. Right, let's come over here. Miners Guild. It feels like a lot of the sounds are just like turned off, but I haven't turned them off. Alright. You have the bone chips over. We get cutscene that we'll skip. You get to pick culottes, gloves, or tin pieces. I'm going to take the culottes. Going to equip the culottes. Oh, that's pending. Wait. Okay, that's what's going on. One thing that I wish that they did have was static location in your inventory. So if you unequip something, it doesn't just get replaced with the item that you took it from. It would go to a specific slot. So you could keep your inventory a little bit cleaner. Right. So now that we are high enough level, we are going to go and visit the trading area. At low levels, I do not recommend using the market board unless you are really, I want to say desperate. I'll show you why. So we will load into the market area. All right, so miner's tools. So we got the bronze pickaxe, which we just got $3.99. But, you know, if I want just, 4 more gathering, it's going to be 7,500. Weathered sledgehammer. So we are looking for, okay, let's go body. So we have got the hempen dalmatica of gathering, which is the level 1 item. We'll come over here. Hempen dalmatica of gathering. 99 to 100. The level 1 item. Now if we come here and we look at Amateur's Doublet Vest, which is level 9. We got 3, and they're going for 10,000, and the history, 1.5 thousand. So the reason I say don't use the market at low levels, you want to find the Fieldcraft Merchant. And the pickaxe is going to be about half the price. Arms merchant, arms mender. For the armor, you want to find the battlecraft. No, we want fieldcraft. Raidcraft? No. Oh, where is he? Okay. Battlecraft Armorer. Disciple of the Hand and Land. So, that same item. Amateur Doublet Vest. Yeah. It's going to be 300 from this guy. So you want to, at low levels, to save on money if you're not going to be crafting it yourself. Come and talk to the Battlecraft Armorer. Just find who is selling the armor for you, because it is going to be better for you in the long run. We'll get the work gloves. Bandana is not for... Pay attention to what you're buying from this guy, because hand and land are together here. So you want the stuff that's got perception and gathering. Leather shoes. Recommended gear. Nope. I don't like that you have to... Yeah. You should be able to remove items from the recommended spots. Alright, so we update the gear. And now we've got our miner set up. What you can do is go to the next tier up and look at what's available and, take the extra gear with you so that you don't have to come back to the city every time you hit one of the thresholds. You can just toss on the new gear and continue mining. And if you have unlocked, what is it? Yeah, if you've unlocked the Stone Whisperer, or, no, it is the Stone Whisperer, then having the extra gear on you will benefit you while you're mining, while you're gathering, whatever you're doing. It's going to increase your chances of getting things. So, that being said, let's grab ourselves a straw hat. It'll tell you that you can't equip the item because of level. Huh. Straw hat level 10. Stablemaids, stablemaids. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Hard leather skull cap, perception 23. The cotton coif of gathering. So we will get... Why not? So we'll grab that hat. Grab the cotton coif of gathering. Doublet of gathering. Curtain? No, it's the Dalmatica gathering. So I'm just getting the next 2 sets for this. Hard leather wrist guards. Amateur slops. Right. It looks like legging, we just have the level 15. And then the last one we've got hard shoes and the duckbills. Okay. That being said, we will come down here. Talk to the Fieldcraft Merchant. Disciple of the Land Tools. 10 to 19. So, when you hit 10, you can get a sledgehammer. So I am going to purchase a sledgehammer. And then you have 11, the Amateur's Pickaxe. The pickaxe is going to be where you get most of your gathering from. And I'll explain gathering and perception momentarily. Grab you, and then we'll grab the iron. Alright, so, lastly, and probably the thing that I probably should have started with, skills. Gathering. You need to meet certain levels of gathering in order to collect items. If you saw out there, the muddy water earlier that I was going for, it was at like 57%. Gathering affects that rate. Perception affects the chances of getting a secondary item. Previously, it affected quality, high quality versus normal quality, and now they've made it so that you'll get an extra item if you do it. The Gatherer's Boon. So, all that being said, let us... Earth Shard looks like East Garden. Right. Now this is one of those times that sneak is not going to help me. Okay, my microphone is really sensitive because it's picking up everything. Maybe the tension in the arm's too high. So. You will also need to reapply sneak if you enter a city. If you zone into a city, because sneak gets toggled off. So I don't have sneak on. Hello, Max. So you toggle sneak on, and now most enemies won't be able to see me. So, potter's clay. Level 10. Let's get the next bits of stuff going. Alright. I think we're just about done with this little tutorial. We'll get the raw lapis. Head up to the next spot and see if we will get our next level. We gotta go in the right direction though. Right. That's just Earth Shard and we've already got that. Okay. So, because I hit level 10, the next section is available, 11 through 15. So that's how you progress through the various levels. As soon as you hit the level that's listed there, the next 5 levels will become available. That is true in gathering, that is true in crafting as well. Now, at level 10, quarrying also becomes available. And in order to quarry that hammer that I picked up earlier, the offhand, you need to have that equipped. So, you cannot quarry unless you've got a hammer. You cannot harvest as a botanist unless you've got a scythe. So, that is what we've got for gathering. Hope you found it informative. Alright. What are we going to do now? How you doing, Max? Sorry, not ignoring you. It was just finishing a teaching lesson. Everything is new there. Nothing for that little range. Alright. So I need to gather items up. It's about 1 hour, 29 minutes in. Those are just going to be crystals. But what do you know? We're going to go get some iron. And what looks like a butt plug? It's the sneak icon. This thing? Iron sand. Oh, you're good, mate. Just feeling up to actually getting some of these videos made. It feels like every expansion you have to go through and reteach some of the basics because they change the basics on you. Like, all this stuff was not here 2 expansions ago. At least the fun thing is they don't really treat the combat classes in the same way. But reinventing gathering and reinventing crafting seems to be something that they enjoy doing. We got all those items. Don't worry about caps. Level 12. Alright, let us equip new stuff. Straw hat. Oh! Straw hat can't be displayed on this character. Got it. Doublet. Turned inventory, we can sell that. Wrist guards. Can't use those yet, but we can use those. Right. We don't have anything effective for over there. Okay. Let's adjust. Oh, I can't apply glamour plates there. What should we do for gathering? White or black? I have sort of a costume theme going for this character. So I've got the same outfit in multiple colors. So, which one do you think should be going for gathering? One will go for crafting, the other for gathering. I think I'm partial to the black for this. But yeah, when I say I've got the same outfit in multiple colors. Sneaky, sneaky, yes. Crafting is out in the open. And then there's 2B's outfit. It's not like I can't change my mind later on it. You'd like the base Viera costume. Base Viera. If you played Final Fantasy XII, it's what's her name? Fran's costume. Okay. 12 was kind of trying to make itself be a single-player MMO. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. Made it through it. Story was okay. And 13 was just a it was like a 20-hour tutorial. And then it's like you've got an hour to mess around outside the tutorial, and then you're at the end of the game. It just felt very hollow. and very railroady. Very linear for a Final Fantasy game. 11, I enjoyed 11, but I frustrated the crap out of me because you die, you lose experience. I got frustrated with 10 because I was trying to get Lulu's ultimate weapon, and to do that you've got to dodge the lightning strikes, I think it was 100 times in a row. And on number 99, I'm sitting there. There's no flash. And I get struck by lightning. It's just like, are you fucking kidding me? There was nothing preceding the lightning. It was just a strike. So it kind of irked me a bit. And then 1 through 9, I've played all but I think 3. I don't think I've played Final Fantasy 3. I've played 1, I've played 2, I've played 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah. 15, I am not a fan of action RPG, so I doubt I will be playing 15 or any that come after it. My favorite thing with the original Final Fantasy, the Nintendo version, was I would, there's a special item that you need to upgrade your characters. It's called the Rat Tail, and it gives all your characters a significant stat boost if you can turn it in. Like 10 to 20 levels higher than what you're actually at. So as soon as that became available to turn in, I would basically get the Rat Tail and then go turn it in before I was supposed to. Because in the storyline, you're supposed to defeat 2 of the bosses and then do the Rat Tail and then continue on from that. But you can do it, I believe, before you fight the first boss. It's either immediately before or immediately after the first boss you can do it, because you need the airship to do it. So, you know, why make the game harder when it doesn't have to be? There was that, and then I got used to the grind back then. I would just sit there and, not level, just farm for gold so that I could go and buy the items that I want. What's 3 hours worth of farming if it means that I can finish the game 10 minutes faster? Yeah, I can get there too. That's why I'm not a big fan of the Souls games. They're very unforgiving, and it feels like the controls are arbitrary at times. So I've got the first 3 Souls games, but after playing the first one and watching other people play, like Elden Ring and whatnot, I don't mind difficult games. I mind games that are difficult because they are designed poorly. If there's a timing mechanism and the timing mechanism isn't consistent, like it feels there's no consistency in the Souls games, that's where I have issue. And, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is a game that, I got really frustrated with it my first time playing through, that I gave it up for like a year, and then I came back to it, and I was just like, why was this so difficult for me? This is like a very easy game to play. Tried that with Souls. Nope. Still the same bullshit. But, very similar mechanics, but they are executed differently. Paladin. Just checking to see if people need me. Looks like people went into... There we go. It's good because I've cleared out my inventory beforehand. Alright. But yeah, when it comes to, you know, a lot of these, I don't mind difficulty. It depends on how it's done. Like, one of the most frustrating games I've played is Dwarf Fortress. One of the best games I've ever played is Dwarf Fortress. It has a very steep learning curve, but every time you fail, you learn things for the next one. And it's really good. Okay. RimWorld is a lot like it, and it's enjoyable, but it's not as... Dwarf Fortress is like a combination between The Sims and RimWorld, because you don't get to control what your people do. Here comes... friends. Okay. So, what we're going to be doing now is maps. Map hunts. Alright, I will... for the sake of continuity. I don't know, I play games to relax, not stress myself out. It's one reason that I stopped raiding in a lot of games. Yep. The PvP in here is fun because the matches are short, and once you figure out how to play your class in PvP, it becomes so much easier, and once you eliminate lag, it becomes a lot easier to PvP in this game. The nice thing about the PvP in this game is most games, it's like 2 teams against each other. In this one, you've got 3 teams against each other. So, you know, you could be having a great time on your team, but then the other 2 teams realize they're winning and they both gang up on you. But the balance of power shifts so much that it's really enjoyable at times, but frustrating at other times because they have set up, so the limit break system exists here, and each class has their own specific limit break. The tanks usually have an invulnerability that functions differently. But Bard, which is what I play, their limit break basically boosts the damage and the limit break regen of everybody around them, and until this most recent patch, affected everyone except the Bard. The only thing it gave the Bard was a improved attack speed capacity. So they changed that in this previous patch, and I'm so happy for that because now it affects me, and I get the damage and all that happy boosts that come with it. But the Samurai. The Samurai, in my opinion, is... Their limit break is broken because it's literally instant kill. Doesn't matter what your health is at, doesn't matter if you're a tank, you're dead. It does your life in damage, and I find that to be kind of bullshit. Alright, treasure coffer. Monsters! Gotta remember how to play Paladin. Gotta remember how to play Paladin. There are 22 jobs in this game, and I try to learn how to play all of them just so that I can help people that need it. If you've not checked out my YouTube channel, I've got a bunch of tutorials for this game. Alright, give us a portal, give us a portal! Portal! And welcome to... Welcome to the new treasure dungeon. It's a roulette-style dungeon. I have not been here before, this is my first time. The Shifting Gymnasium Agonon. Alright, let's let Tater do the tanking. First invocation! First one never fails. So it summons an Ochu of type. Nope. Right. Oh. My mistake. That was a persistent skill. So dodge out of the skill, it's persistent. We got ads. Let's put on Iron Will and get some threat from some things by healing around us. So ads will get summoned with the Mega Kantha. Odious Air, Frontal Cone. Sludge bomb doesn't get to go off. Okay. Yay! Second invocation. Now we can get kicked out. I'm gonna guess it's gonna land on this one. Nope. Close. Medium invocation. Elder summon. Oh. It's a Mandragora. Right, we gotta kill them in order. Get away from people. That's a tank buster. Alright, now kill the rest of them. Get back on him and bring him down. Boom. Open the treasure chest. Got loot, burning horn. I'm gonna pass. Okay. We're gonna get ejected. I said, yep. Ooh. That's an interesting looking, Atmos. Okay, I can do a couple more of these. I'm gonna go buy a map. That's what I forgot to cover. You can get maps by, gathering. Oh well. Right. Let's go. Not Maple? Alright, Max. You sleep well. Wake rested tomorrow. If you can, sleep in. You need rest. We all need rest. Okay. Oh, okay. We'll do that. Okay. Okay. Let's not dig. Let's open up our inventory. Make sure we don't have a map active. Elpis. Yeah, it's gonna be right there. Treasure. Oh. I'm the only tank now. Right. Reinforcements again. And it's stunned until it's dead. Nothing. Okay. I think I can do a few. Spent more than I needed. That's okay. Okay. Open the treasure chest. I do like paladin skills. being able to target AoEs is nice. Even if they're only after a certain level. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nuts. I do quite enjoy this game. And I think this little group has helped me have a better appreciation for it lately. Alright. Now it's important to remember when tanking to have fun. Pay attention to where everything is. And don't stress. You're allowed to make mistakes. Think what Bob Ross would say. Fatal accidents. Turn what might have been a flaw into something grand. Harder in a video game, but not impossible. Okay. This up there, we have another chest here? Treasure chest. This is the one that has the additional people that pop up. We go Requiscat. There. Got all them. Got all them. Then we do this. We can't do anymore. You have to do it. Okay. I don't like that. Oh, that's not ours. Another party is here. Give us a portal, give us a portal, give us a portal. No portal. 4 chunks of high durium ore. And a 3rd treasure chest. Third time's the charm. You know what they say. 3rd time is the charm. Portal time! Alright, we're back in the gymnasium. Gonna be this one. Not what I was expecting. Okay. Gymnasia Sphinx. And there's orbs. Let's do ring attacks. And then it does cross attack. We got a ring attack, we got adds, and targeted AoEs as well. Oh, got 4 now. Rings and the cross. I'm gonna get hit by both, because I'm an idiot. We survived. Got some Almasty fur. Got quick arm materia. 10. Okay, that's good. Second invocation. Don't do it. Bastard. I like the look of this guy. Calypso. Oh. Well. Gymnasio Meganiaris. Oh, we got them again. Where's two? Where's two? Where's two? There's two. Okay, let's pop cooldowns and... Got that one down. Everything's on me. That is a lot of crap to deal with. Pay attention. Make sure DPS knows what they're doing. DPS knows what they're doing here. Not their first rodeo. So, we have made it to round 2. Immersion. When you go off, and then it's gonna die. Right, third invocation. Stay. Jump. Nope. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Not much to say right now. Oh, nothing. Tutorial Bird of Elpis. Give us a portal, please. No portal. Oh, I got a sack of nuts. Oh, Tater just came out of nowhere. Confiteor. Blade of Truth. Blade of Valor. All dead. Okay. We've got a portal. We got somebody that hasn't turned off cutscenes. That's okay. Let everyone enjoy what they want. Ooh. Nope. They never kick us out on the first one. But we get an Elder Summon. We will see. Tank Buster. Sci-Fi Mandragora. Screams and summons these things. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to target the ones that are just Gymnasium Korrigans. Gymnasium Korrigan. Gymnasium Korrigan. Okay, I've got them all on me, it looks like. And they were killed out of order. Nope. Yeah, they were killed out of order. Alright, let's see if we make it past round 2. Spin the wheel, where it stops. Only the RNG knows. When I say the RNG in this game is very unforgiving, it's kind of what I mean. A lesser summon. It's a fishman. The Triton. Foul Wastes. It's a ball and it's probably going to blow up. Oh, looks like my heals don't generate the threat that I thought they did. Oh, we got more bubbles coming up. Looks like the bubbles are just a... You have to survive inside it for a while. Other than that, looks okay. All right. Next one. Shifting Gymnasium Agonon. Start there. And we are going to end on the green. It's gonna fake and then fake again. Lightning? Or do we actually get remote? It's raining, so there's probably gonna be... Nope. Oh. Not the nicest thing in the world. What are the achievements I've got here? Oh. Oh. We got a treasure. Somebody's got to get a snack and go bio, meaning that we are probably going to get a full run here. If there's a portal. Just Murphy's Law. No portal. Search for item. Excite a mask. Yep. Alright. What do we got next? ARB. There. Witty. Door chest. Chest. Aqua scat. And over there. Infitior. Blade of Faith. And get the Territorial Panopsyches. I like that. Territorial hippie. That's amusing. We got a portal. We got a portal. I'm curious how much this the Shroud of Happiness, what my character is wearing, Cape of Happiness, goes for right now. Da-da, da-da-da. Right. First invocation, we are going to get blue. Blue. That's my guess. I got it right. Blue. Oh, it's this lovely fellow again. You don't want to be where Sushi is. Because it's a constant and not a one out. Alright. I'm a little too tired to do teaching for these. But if I make it past the third round, I will try. Let's see, we've got Almasty Surge. Cracked Anthocluster. Alright, we are going to go with the silver one on the left. Nope. We're getting the blue, and then it's going to flip again. Yep. And it's going to psych us out. We're going to get the lightning bolt. We're going to be in here for another round. Right? Nope. Oh. Yep, we got the lightning bolt. Greater Summon. We have got a living tree. Well, all trees are living, but we've got a tree dragon, it looks like. A Styphnolovian. Okay, he's got a ring. Oh. Yeah, for those who want to spread out so you don't bring pain and suffering to people around you. Get the hippogriffs on me. Earthquaker again, which is a point blank and then a ring AoE. Turn them both. Right. Relatively simple one. Wound Gel, Piety 9, some Quick Arm, and Battle Dance. Alright, for this one, I think we're gonna get the red. Okay, I got it right twice. Doesn't mean anything, just means that I guess, well, Elder Summon Mandragora. Alright, he wants to do a Tank Buster. Labon Mandragora. Summons extra Mandragoras. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a heal on somebody. Try to grab the gymnasium guys. Run away from people. Looks like we got it in the right order this time. It's good. Well, this is the farthest we've made it. Round 4. Commander's Craftsman Draft. Alright, we're gonna get ejected this time. I hope we're not. Yeah, we're ejected. Right. Seems like all the new maps are here. All right. Having fun doing some maps. Purgatory Hood of Striking. That's an interesting armor set. Oh wow. Free Company's gonna be 10 years old. If Cerberus were a poodle. Everybody back? Hot roast and tater aren't, it looks like. No, tater's right there. Okay, what emotes do I have? Special, I don't really have many special. Alright, let's do this. Interesting how playstyle for the different classes can change depending upon what level range you're in. No portal. Excuse me. This is going to be my last map, I think. I know they'll be able to continue without me because they have another tank. We just need to get some other stuff done tonight. Got a portal. Five portals? Oh. I wish they would give that an option of being dark. Or, you know, have it like the old stuff. Have it like it used to look. Last invocation. Green. Nope. Your thingy again. No? It's a new one. Mythicos. I like that they've added some variety to this. Nope, I'm an idiot. I say I'm an idiot for one specific reason. I have been forgetting to use an attack because it used to be part of a chain. So my goring blade does not function the way it used to. Second invocation. Yeah, we're getting booted. It'll either be a boot or a fake out. Oh. Well. We got a boss now. Alright. So the Mandragora will always have an extra chest, it looks like. Water clusters and what do we get? Hagnos cloth. Okay. Oh. So either we get booted or we get another. Gonna go again, right? Yep. Yep. That was just a stupid mechanic. So that makes the Salon server's gloves, Salon server's shoes. Hat. Okay. Okay, we want to leave. Leave party. Let's just return for now. And we're gonna raid out. I hope if you were here watching, you enjoyed it. I'm gonna try to get the videos done tomorrow. I've got to do some upkeep on my tower. I've got to replace a couple fans. So I'll try to be doing that tomorrow. It's gonna drive me nuts, but yeah, I'll see you soon unless, you know, my computer breaks. Take care. And let's raid. Let's raid the Stooges tonight at Nick Glover Music. It's just me. That's okay. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I will see you soon.